All right, what's up, everybody? My name is AJ Writes Crypto. It feels so good to be back on a live stream. It's been a while. We got some catching up to do. Of course, my microphone stand wants to fight me the second I go live. But hey, new studio, got to work everything out. Shout out to everybody who's already here. This is a different time. We're in a different state. We're doing different things. All right, so let's play a game of catch up. We'll go over crypto. We'll go over charts really quickly. I want to monitor this trade that I am currently in. I went short on SWE. Obviously pressure trade idea from right up here. All right, I will talk more about the SWE chart in the show. I gave you guys a sick setup for SWE. We're up over 40-some%. I went short right there because the 50 EMA was all the way down here. And now I actually want to see, it looks like it might break down and test the 200, but it is curving here. I'm on a degen time frame right now. I don't want to show you guys that. But yeah, we are on the 12-minute right now. And I think, the kind of point of control play down here makes sense. Currently up about $2,000 in the trade. I did move my stop loss into profits, $375. So if it turns around and it doesn't keep running, hey, I still made $400. I'm cool with it. But I am going to let this ride here. I'm not going to move it more into profits, not yet. I could take my 2,000 and run, but hey, we didn't make it this far by only taking $2,000 when we trade. All right, so let's catch up. I am going to obviously keep an eye on that as the show goes on. But we are now on Orcas Island, Washington. We made the move from Georgia. Right thing to do, obviously, where I'm going to become a father. I'm going to be a dad. June 10th, June 11th, right around there somewhere, our daughter will be born. They actually say the first baby comes after the due date, so I don't really know the day she's going to be born, but around then. And obviously, Jada's mother lives on the island. My mother lives on the island. I have family here and friends, so does she. So it did make sense for us to relocate, and that's totally cool. I got a new setup. We have our own house. It's a beautiful house. 5-bedroom, right on the water. It's ridiculous. I love it here. And, it's cool to kind of have a change, new vibes, we're stepping into a new chapter of our lives. And, it is really important for me. Obviously, I did take a little bit of a break, but guys, I'm having a baby, my Jada is very pregnant. I have to be there for, not to mention we moved across the country. And, I had to prioritize that. And obviously, once the baby is born and everything is settled, I have made a statement and I'm going to stick to it. Once things get settled and I come back in full swing, I'm going to create one YouTube video every day for a year outside of live streams. You will still get your live streams. I'm thinking 3 a week plus an extra members only. So 4 a week with members only. I'm going to do a little bit less live streaming and a lot more normal video making. We did finally get the YouTube channel above 20,000. We're actually at 20.5 right now. Absolutely love to see that. And that has probably everything to do with the Tesla giveaway. And that is awesome. It's working out. So the Tesla giveaway, guys, I am so proud to be able to say, guess what, my audience? I am giving away a brand new Tesla Model 3. If you win the giveaway and you don't want the car, you can accept the value of the car in crypto. Wouldn't that be a nice $40,000 pre-bull run bag boost for your bags? And I would love to see someone in the Grogger community win this giveaway. Also, there are other prizes up for grabs as well outside of the Tesla Model 3. 10 people will win $100 in Vchain. And then a handful of other people will win Vchain merch packs. So there are 16 winners altogether. And, including the grand prize of the Tesla Model 3. So guys, if you have not signed up for the Tesla giveaway, you have 4 days. I repeat, 4 days left to win a free Tesla. Get over. It's the pin to the top of my Twitter. And hey, I would love to see someone in it, someone win. That's absolutely awesome. CK in the chat says we're due June 15 with twins, and that is Lee F's birthday as well. Hey, maybe June 15th might be awesome. That would be awesome. So someone says in the chat, the trend is your friend. Yeah, that's normally true. But I did kind of wait for this for it to get to the top here, and it could bounce and go up, which is why I set my stop loss. But there's also it has a lot of gains here. I mean, from this bottom up to here, I mean, we're looking at 23% in a day. I wouldn't be surprised to see this kind of leak its way down and then continue up a little bit more, which is why I'm letting the trade ride. I'm currently up $1,300 in profits. But worst case scenario is I make $375. I'm fine with that, to be honest. A win is a win once you get it on the roll like this. I believe this was about $24,000 position, 6x leverage, but the total position size is $99,800, so about $100,000 altogether. So yeah, let's hope this trade plays out. But yeah, so let's catch up on things. Let's talk about where I've been, what I've been doing, how everything's going on. Please give us some good news on GRT. Well, GRT is pumping. CryptoFace went in a $20 million long, and I've been talking to CryptoFace almost every day. We'll catch up with him here pretty soon. I think GRT will make its return. I think GRT will come back. I think it will. I don't know if it'll go as hard as it did back in March of last year, but I still think it has a couple big pumps left. So let's catch up. I obviously have become a part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I have gotten a mutant. I have gotten a coda. I have bought an other side land deed, 5 stars ruins with a coda on that as well. I got this sweet laser eye mutant, and I have 2 Bored Apes. And people might be wondering, AJ, why join the Bored Ape Yacht Club? I mean, come on, dude. Like, doesn't it? Why would you spend that much money on NFTs? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing NFTs now? Why? What? Yeah, that's my B camera. When I make jokes, I press this button. I go, but why? Why do you do that? Okay. But yeah. So, and someone asked me is that a picture? That's actually a window. It's not a picture. But no, I initially joined the Bored Ape Yacht Club as a social move. I wanted to, meet more people in crypto. I know that's a very vibrant community, one of the best actually. And I always wanted a Bored Ape. I always wanted one. And I bought my first ape, kind of for that social play, and it worked perfectly. And I love being in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's a really cool community. But then I started digging a little bit. I started learning a little bit more. And then I realized that the other side metaverse is coming. And they've been working on other side, literally for years and years now. And I feel that the future of all metaverses rely on how successful the launch of other side is. And that's why I've been accumulating other deeds and codas as well, because that is kind of like the portal into the other side. And because of that, I've been looking at ApeCoin. I think ApeCoin might make a return. I did talk about that in the Telegram group yesterday, and I will bring that up again on this live stream. So yeah, obviously super proud to have joined the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I still have been buying, some Algorand, 10K here, 10K there. And of course, guys, all my trades, everything that I do here, I do on Bitunix. Bitunix is by far the best place to leverage trade right now with the stop losses and take profits. Like, look, you just take your take profit and you want to change it. You just click. You can, let me click because I'm drawing a line right now. That's why it's not working. Let me get rid of those lines I just drew. But if you want to change your take profit, you just drag it like this. You just, I want to take profits here. I want to take profit, and you just drag it. So I put it all the way down there just to do it, and I can move my stop loss, just drag that up and down. It's so easy to make sure you have a good stop loss and make sure you have a take profit. And there's so much liquidity on this. I saw this pressure trade idea, and you guys know how I am with my pressure trades. And once the 50 EMA gets a little too far away and the price is up there, I am willing to take. It's a higher risk, higher variance type of trade. It's not a by the book type strategy. This is something I do completely off of feel, to be honest with you. But pressure trades are something, it's a term that I coined, and it's something I've been kind of getting better at, and currently up $2,100 in that. So obviously check out Bitunix, sign up with the link down below if you haven't already. Those people are amazing, and it's a kick-ass place to trade crypto. But yeah, I've been buying some crypto. I will do weekly portfolio updates really quick. I am going to be doing, obviously, once we're doing one video every day, I'm going to have like a cycle of videos that each week is a segment. And so obviously the price prediction department is coming back. There will be one price prediction every week. Ask AJ Anything is a new segment that I've been doing, where basically you can send a question to ajalphagroup@gmail.com, which is the same email if you want to sign up for the Telegram group. And you can ask me anything. I'll pick 4 or 5 questions every week and answer those questions. And then the portfolio updates, we're going to do weekly portfolios updates. That's 3. And then, the other segments, I'm working on some news stuff, working on some trade stuff, kind of little bit of this, a little bit of that, project reviews, stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to kind of hammering more of these segments down. I already got a really good grasp on how I'm going to approach this and what the workflow is going to be like. I've already written a handful of price predictions. I just got to add the current price stuff once I go to film them. I have been working despite not filming as much, and I have a pretty good, stockpile of videos built up already that you guys are absolutely going to love. Someone asked in the chat, what is Vchain doing? Vchain is in Georgia. I believe he has that place for at least another year. He extended his lease. He's working on himself, man. I once told Vchain that it's okay to be selfish. You need to be selfish to be successful. And some people kind of put a negative connotation on the word selfish. I disagree. Being selfish is one of the best things you could do for yourself, for your success. If you're determined to make it in any industry, you have to work on yourself. You have to invest in yourself and your skills and your abilities and double down on yourself. I was BitBoy's writer a couple of years ago. Now I'm on my own, millionaire, working on multimillionaire, very close. And I cannot believe the life I have. And I built this life from nothing. That's the most important part, where I started zero a couple of years ago into what I have now. And I doubled down on myself, and I took a chance on myself, and I was selfish. I was selfish about it. And I told him to do the same thing. And it hit him really hard when I said that. And now he's going to be selfish. He literally tweets about how I'm going to be more selfish and focus on myself. And I feel that Vchain can replicate my success. I think he has the brains to do it. Obviously, he has support. He has friends. He has family. Obviously, he's working hard, man. I'm really proud of Vchain. And if you were watching this and you don't follow Vchain, go give him a follow. It'd mean a lot to him. All right. Slick Rick, $5 super chat. AJ, glad you're back, man. Congrats on the house. FYI, watching this from the hospital. Wifey is almost going into labor. Hope baby born. Hoping the new baby boy is born with a new all-time high. Smash the likes for Slick Rick super chat. Hey man, congratulations. That's so cool. Best of luck with the labor. I hope everything goes smooth. You're going to be have a little son. That's so awesome, man. I'm so happy for you, bro. That's really cool. And hey, maybe the moment he comes out, Bitcoin just shoots up to 150, bro. Oh man. If my child, boy or girl, is born when Bitcoin hits an all-time high, I would have to rename Satoshi 100%. All right. Big shout out to Slick Rick. Checking on my trade here really quick. Up $2,200 on Bitunix. Perfect timing on that short. Literally, that thing clipped. I looked at the 50 EMA and I said, guess what? I'm going the other direction. I'm going to pressure trade. So here we are. I am kind of contemplating moving my stop loss into more profits, because right now my stop loss is like here, like right up here. So if I moved it down, maybe 403, but then how much? I almost want to let this one breathe a little bit. Like, I'm okay with only winning $400. It would have to move 1.5% up. Yeah, that's a tough decision. I'm going to let it ride. I could, take my $2,000 and run right now, but no matter what, I make at least 375. I'm going to stick with my idea. I think that if it comes to here, that would be, oops, I did not mean to do that. That would be a fair, what would that be on the chart? So that would be here. Okay. Pull this down. That would be another 2% down the hill. Yeah, I think that's possible, because it's really interesting to see, is it going to, because this is kind of acting as support resistance, like inside this range here. So is it going to fall back into this range? Because if it goes into here, bet your bottom dollar is coming to the bottom. That's what I'm counting on. Obviously, we can't tell the future. That's why we trade. That's why we line it up. You know what I mean? So, this might actually be the perfect place to get out in terms of like a scalp. But this is a scalp trade no matter how you look at it. Like, obviously I'm up $2,200. But I think I might be wrong, but I'm feeling a little ballsy. I want to ride it out. I do want to ride it out. That's why it's so hard. People want me to trade live more, and it's so hard for me to trade live because I stay locked in on these trades. But yeah, we'll keep. All right, let's move the stop loss a little bit more. Let's take a little bit more money here. Stop loss would be 534. All right, I move the stop loss so I make 534. instead of 375. I feel like I earned that. I'm making $500 no matter what. All right. And that's how easy it is to trade on Bitunix. You just drag your stop loss. It's so awesome. All right. So let's pick up to where we left off. Let me check the chat here really quick. Yeah, I generally only pressure trade on the 12-minute. We do make a great duo. We are going to do shows together still, although they would be remote for sure, for sure. I've been dropping setups in the Telegram, bro. I obviously took a little break there, but the past couple of days I've been posting in Telegram group. I've been posting at night lately, and they've been really good posts. Check them out if you haven't. The past couple of days. I mean, I gave you guys the SWE trade. Where this idea came from. Let's talk about this. Is the exact chart I gave to the Telegram group, and I literally talked about risk taking and calculated risk taking and how this range right here. Yeah, you could have targeted that trade, but that's less significant. The 349 alarm was more significant of an alarm because it has more confluence embedded into the trade. Because yeah, you could short inside of the range here, sure, but that's a scalp. That's a lower risk, higher variance trade. Where if you long from 349, not only are you breaking crucial support resistance, but you're also breaking out of this downtrend here. And that is the trade. I said, that's the Super Bowl type trade. We only trade when there's a significant occurrence. Okay. That's the biggest deal. I didn't bet $120,000 week 8 against the Cowboys. No, I bet $120,000 on the Eagles for the Super Bowl. Why did I do that? Because that was a significant occurrence. And once you find the narrative, you can exploit the narrative. Risk taking. I don't like the word gambling. I like the word risk taking. All right. And I apply the same logic that I do with crypto trading, that I do with sports betting, that I do with riding dirt bikes is risk taking. It's all the same stuff. All right. And that is why I said in the Telegram group, clear as day, 349 is the Super Bowl setup because we're breaking the downtrend and we're breaking support resistance at the same time, which is the better trade than trying to tighten the range with the short. I explained that very well in the Telegram group. And look, sure enough, guys, we broke the trend. We broke 349 for confirmation. I gave this setup in the Telegram group literally 2 days ago. From that alarm to where we are now, 14% in 20 hours, guys. Come on. Top to bottom, we're talking about 16.7%. Who else is just giving you guys these setups on silver platters? I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful setup. It is peaking right there. It might fight it though. It is fight. We are up 1,700 right now. We make $500 no matter what. I'm gonna ride it out. I might just watch $1,000 evaporate. I might watch $1,000 evaporate, to be honest, but I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm making $500 no matter what. All right. So let's keep going with the catch up here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure, yes, smash the like button. At 3 a.m. I posted, but what you guys got to understand, I'm on the West Coast now. That's why the show is 6 p.m. East Coast time, because now I'm on the West Coast. So I'm doing more of a night show than a day show. And this time, the 6 p.m. Eastern Standard slot is my slot, period. All right. So this is the new time. So let's go continue with the catch up. Been buying crypto. Guys, I interviewed Tiger King. If you didn't see the Tiger King interview, AJ, Tiger King, that was the best interview ever. Check it out. But after I interviewed Tiger King, I interviewed no other than the man, the myth, the legend, Dana White himself. Very cool interview. Check it out. Really nice guy. I actually talked to him about the Tiger King because he wants to help him get pardoned. And I mentioned, hey, I talked to Tiger King, try to talk to your buddy Trump. He said, oh, I'm trying, man. We're going to get him out of there. That's what he said. So big shout out to Dana White, man. He is now on Vchain's advisory board. How cool is that? Vchain has Dana White on the board making decisions. The TKO merger was the best thing that happened to Vchain because now Vchain doesn't just sponsor the UFC. Vchain is a title sponsor for UFC, Power Slap, PBR Bull Riding, WWE. What? WWE? We went to Raw and saw Logan Paul get kicked in the face. Vchain is getting seen by so many people. It's insane. It's never been a better time for me to be, basically one of the top KOLs on Vchain. Thank God for that. Thank God for Sunny Blue. I love Vchain. But as someone who holds Vchain, as a holder, and as someone who talks crypto for a living, dude, Vchain is such a sick buy right now. It's insane. Any vet you get under 3 cents is a fucking steal. How about that? No, not financial advice. And then this tweet was pretty dead on. April 23rd. GM, I'm so excited because the altcoin market is about to be led by Vet, Algo, Ondo, HBAR, and ADA. Also looking at Sweet XRP, Ape, Jasmine, and SCI. That was a very transparent tweet. Just saying, I was not lying when I gave that tweet on the 23rd. May 8th. Go look at the price on the 23rd when I tweeted that. Now look at the prices now. We weren't wrong. Obviously, we had a really good time in Kansas City. It was a back-to-back-to-back weekend where we did PBR bull riding. We did I'll talk about Ape Fest. We did PBR bull riding. We did WWE and we did the UFC. Man, we were literally in a cage right here. And watch, when the bull like runs, we're in this little cage called the snake pit. It was very sketchy and it kind of freaked me out. But it was a really good time. Shout out. And literally they call like the vet replays. Like everyone at PBR knows what Vchain is. How cool is that? All right. Obviously, shout out to Paisan and Belly. Go give them a follow if you don't. Two really good people. Some of the best people in crypto, to be honest with you. Paisan actually just mailed us a little present for Aria, which is really cool of him. Ape Fest. I am 100% going to Ape Fest. I want to be clear about my content appearance schedule. I'm not doing Bitcoin Vegas because I don't want to be in Vegas when Ari is born. I am bummed about that. But I am 100% speaking at Rare Evo. 100% speaking at Rare Evo in August. 100% going to the When We Were Young Fest in Vegas. And then right after When We Were Young Fest is Ape Fest. So those are the two big ones I'm planning on doing this year. I think one's in August, one's in October. Maybe I'll do more. Maybe I'll do less. Not sure, but we will cross those bridges when we get to it. And there's never been a better time to be an ape. Super bullish. All right, so let's continue the catch up here. The Dana White interview was awesome. Shout out to Altcoin Daily for doing this little clip here. Did pretty well. Did a giveaway, vet giveaway. Algorand theory has been the same for years. I do have a little deal going on with Polymarket right now. Guys, I literally, up about $200,000 on Polymarket in the past 5 or 6 months. I did so well winning on Polymarket that I got their attention. And then they said, "You did what?" You did what, bro? And yeah, so I am Polymarket is the sponsor of the channel right now. So big shout out to Polymarket. It is a 2-month deal. Hope to continue. If not, all good. But it is cool to be in the conversation and to have literally earned my spot with Polymarket by doing as well as I did with the bets I've been putting in. And this was obviously a much smaller, higher risk, lower variance bet. That was actually lost this bet. But I did throw it out there. The odds were better. And honestly, Perates almost stole the fight at the end of the round. Go back and watch that fight and you'll understand why I put that bet in on Perates. It was actually a really good bet. I'm not bummed about losing that $2,000. Yeah, but let's kind of talk about, I kind of touched on this. When I take bets, when I trade crypto, I don't trade a random setup because I'm in the mood. I don't bet week 8 games against the Cowboys. You're waiting for a significant occurrence. I'm going to drill that into you guys. I bet the Super Bowl. I bet the college basketball finals. I bet the Patty Pimblett co-main event. I bet the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. I might bet the NBA finals when we get there. It's a significant event. If I can find the narrative and exploit it, I'll put a heavy bet in. Like 40, 50 grand, maybe more. I did 120 with the Eagles. And you guys might think I'm crazy, but I don't, because it's risk taking. I'm a professional risk taker. I might change my bio. Professional risk taker. It's the same with crypto. It's the same with sports betting. It's the same with everything else. You're taking a risk. And if you can high conviction, exploit the narrative, bet the narrative. And that's what we did with the sweet trade. That's what we did. And that's what we've been doing all year long. And look, we're still killing here. How's my sweet trade? Up 2,300, 2,200, falling back down. Love to see it. Love to see it. We're doing great, ladies and gentlemen. I've never been more proud of AJ, man. I've really just been, obviously I took a break from content a little bit, but I have to clear my head sometimes, man. You got to come back fresh. And I've never, my battery is supercharged. I'm super excited to become a dad. Obviously been like buying like dirt bikes and stuff for the West Coast. Like basically I'm going to have a house on the West Coast. I might have a house on the East Coast. And I'm going to have a dirt bike on each coast, and I'm going to have all my things on each coast so I can just kind of jump back and forth. Because I understand it's really important for Jada and my mom and everything to have a setup here and I'll have a setup home. And the thing is that we can pull it off. And we can pull it off because of, obviously, because of crypto, because of this channel, because of the work we do. And guys, I'm only saying these things because I know some of you are listening to this podcast right here, right now, at work with one headphone in. You know, maybe you're working construction, maybe you're driving a truck, maybe you're doing whatever it is you do. And you're on the outside looking in. And you're like, damn, if I only had this much money. Oh, I want to become a millionaire. I want to drive a Cybertruck. I want to do these things. Guys, I'm telling you that you fucking can do it. You can replicate my success. Period. But it's up to you. You have to put in the work. You have to show up to the conferences. You have to be social. You have to, you have to be relentless. Relentless. All right. And business is business, dude. People come and go. The revolving door of life will continue to spin with or without you. And when you go to bed every night, when you shut your eyes, you know if you put the work in that day. You know when you fuck off and you're lazy. And you know when you step up to the plate and swing as hard as you can. And even if you go down swinging, I implore each and every one of you right now, it's May 8th. This next bull run, obviously, we got some news stories. I'm going to tell you why this coming, the November, December this year is going to be fucking bananas. We're going to make so much money. So much money. And right now, you need to double down. You need to be accumulating. You need to be working overtime. You need to do whatever you can do to accumulate as much as you can. And take a 2-cycle approach. I had a Telegram call not too long ago. Guy was like, listen, man, I think this cycle, I'm going to do the best I can, obviously, but I'm not like hanging my hat on this cycle. I think if I can learn enough now to make a couple $100,000 this cycle, kind of learn how to short and take smaller trades during the bear market and accumulate in the next accumulation phase. And in 2028, 2029, I'm going to become a millionaire. And taking that 2-cycle approach, to hear someone say that to me, I was like, damn, genius, bro. You're a genius. You're going to make it. But you have to put the work in every day, every single day. Not long ago, I was typing scripts for BitBoy, barely paying rent. And that transition into when barely paying rent to 2-3 years later, putting $120,000 on the Eagles. I'm not even an Eagles fan. I grew up in Philly. I hate that team. Okay. But, that's normal now. That's normal. And that's because I rewired, reassociated, reconfigured my relationship with money. Poker players make great crypto traders. Maybe you guys should play some poker. Just a thought. All right. So, no, you heard me right. Let's go roll +1 AJ. Shout out to everybody. How many? Got 72 people watching. Make sure you smash the like button. I do appreciate each and every one of you. LA, thanks for the sweet setup. Sadly, I was asleep when the alarm went off. Damn. How much did you win on the Super Bowl? I think I got 236,000 back on 120K. Yep. Not bad. I didn't say it for a while. I wanted to kind of, I was deciding whether or not I was going to talk about it. Because here's the thing. It's really hard to talk about how much money you make publicly. It's not an easy thing to do. One, obviously family members already have for me come out of the woodwork asking for money with their hands out. People that haven't done shit for me, haven't done shit for my grandma, haven't done nothing. Like, I'd like to help you, but if you ask me for $1,000, okay, but don't ask me for 30. Fuck you. You know what I mean? That's a part of it. That was a part of it. I was a millionaire way before I told you guys. And that's because I had to kind of deal with it. I had to figure it out. Success comes with its own cons. Success wears camouflage. All right. And you got to be ready for the random people you went to high school with or all that kind of stuff. And I also, what you guys got to understand is that some people talk about it. I am about it. I am him. Okay. And I did not tell you guys about the money I was making because of Ben. Because of Ben. And I went back and forth on should I tell Ben? Because he talked about trading. He got demolished trading. He should have listened to me because I did it and he didn't. And his lawsuit was really expensive and he was cutting back and it was hard, dude. It was really hard. And when I told him, I regretted it a week later. I should have never told him. But I can't come on my channel and talk about the success I'm having if I can't tell the guy who's in the other room. And of course, he like throws it in my face and, oh, you should have helped me and blah, 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 blah. Like, nah. All right. And, you know, I probably would have helped him if he wasn't a dick about it. That's the truth. And, you know, it is what it is, man. It comes with it has its own set of problems. And some of you that are listening to this channel right now, you will become a millionaire. Some of you. And for those of you who are not millionaires that are going to become them, just some of this might sound like noise to you right now, but this kind of shit's going to become important. You're going to have to really pick and choose. Am I going to do this publicly? Am I going to do this with my cards close to my chest? And how am I going to play this? Because it is a big deal. It is a big deal. And I really don't, you know, obviously I did the altcoin daily video. And someone in the comments, of course, says something to the effect of, you know, why would you trust anyone who boasts about being a crypto millionaire? Which is a fair comment to make. Of course, people are going to take low shots like that. But I think the most important part with when I say it is the asterisk next to it. And the asterisk next to it is 3 years ago, I fucking had nothing. Zero. Barely paid rent. Nothing at all. And that type of come up from zero to here, almost multi now, that's insane. That's bananas. I still can't believe it. I wake up and look around this house and look at the view I have and look at my truck and see Jada about to have a baby. Like, I cannot believe the life I wake up, I get to be this guy every day. I can't believe it. But it happened because I never gave up. And that part is so important. It's not a flex. It's not to look at me. It's to show you that you can do it too. That's why I decided to be public about it. That's why I'm playing this way. It's not a flex. It's not a fuck you. It's a you can do this too. Listen up. All right. That's what this is about. And guys, we're giving away Teslas now. We're fucking giving away Teslas. Sign up. Link down below. 4 days left. Someone in my audience is going to win a Tesla Model 3. A couple other people are going to win a couple $100 in some merch. And then if you don't win this Tesla giveaway, guess what? There are 3 more this year. And the last one's a Cybertruck. Someone in my audience this year is going to win a Cybertruck after 3 people won 3 Tesla Model 3s or the crypto equivalent of them. Feels really good to say that, man. It feels really good to say that. And I think that's the whole part of my story, the whole part of why I decided to go full-time crypto is because I wanted to give back. I wanted to get to where I'm standing, which I am now. Yeah, I don't have 1 million followers, but at least I have $1 million. Honestly, I'd rather have the money. But with this, I would rather go from here and do what I can to give back to my audience. Not only do I want to help you guys give back, guys, I've given away like 30 grand this year of my own money already. I gave $5,000 when I won the Super Bowl bet. You know what I mean? Like this is not many people do this like in the way I do it, you know, and I do this because I want to give back to you guys. It's also incentive to pay attention because you might fuck around and learn something. You might hear a piece of advice and run with it. Okay. And also it's kind of another part is where people are like, you know, with making the money, don't get it wrong. I didn't do all of this just trading crypto. It's the combination of content creation and the sponsors generated from my content that gave me the initial capital I ran with. And within once I made, you know, probably $200,000, a couple months later, I became a millionaire. But I needed that initial chunk. And that initial chunk came from this channel, doing this show, making videos, tweeting, all that. I'm just being straight up honest with you guys. And then that snowballed into trading, really large amounts. And then that snowballed into, making a couple hundred thousand sports betting, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And so it's all relative. And the common denominator is never give up, be fucking relentless, double down on yourself, be selfish, do it every day. And don't listen to anyone. Don't listen to anyone who tells you what to do. Don't ever put your fate in someone else's hands. If you do that, you're fucked. Man, I'm being very blunt this show. I'm being straight up with you guys. I've turned a page. I wanted to be the squeaky clean cut golden boy of crypto. And I still feel that I can fill that. I can fill that slot. I can. But I'm not going to bite my tongue anymore. I'm done with that. I'm fucking done with it. I'm going to cuss more. I'm going to be brash. I'm going to be rude. I'm going to be a jerk. And that's just kind of a reflection of, I'm not going to be rude to people though. I'm going to treat people with respect, but I'm going to be a more honest version of myself. Because I feel like when I first got in front of the camera, when I was doing the price prediction department, I was answering that red phone, I felt like I was kind of putting on a mask. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to be insane honest with you guys. Too honest with you guys. And I feel honestly that's the only way I can continue. It's that or retire. And I could retire right now. I could shut this computer and kick that camera over and go play video games. I could. And I'd be set for life. I could. But I'm not going to. Because I want to give back to you guys. I want you guys to win Teslas. I want you guys to learn how to fish. All this isn't about just me giving you stuff for free. This is all to incentivize you to listen. And what I want you to listen to is how to fish. I'm not just going to give you fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish yourself. And the setups I've been given on Telegram, especially more recently, have been really transparent, like how I'm breaking down a chart, why I'm choosing the lines I'm choosing, where to choose them, why this reaction is more important than that reaction, where's the variance, where's the targets, what's possible. And I literally give you guys a sweet setup to pump 16% in less than 24 hours. Who else is doing that? Like I want to meet them. I do want to meet them. How's our trade going? We are cruising 2,200. It's still kind of flopping and groping right there. Let's switch over to Market Cipher. 12-minute. Yeah, that curvature is a little scary, but it could just. I'm gonna look at like a 7-minute. I don't go further than 7 anymore. I used to look at the 2-minute chart. I really try to stay away from that, to be honest with you, because then you're not trading. You're just react. How did I go to Trump coin from here? What the hell? Of course that pumped on. Sweet. All right, 7-minute. Yeah, it's literally flat right now. That's interesting. That makes me think it might pump, because let's look at this. 1% range for almost an hour now. That's actually scary. Yeah. All right. I think the move is this support resistance level here. The top of that line right there, where these two wicked that. And it has kind of wicked there. That's kind of the decider. Because like I said, that would push us back into this range. But it could bounce off of that. I might go long. Yeah. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull my stop loss instead of that. Hold on. Wait a minute. Stop loss. I'm going to pull my stop loss further down. I'm going to say 1,500. Okay. So that way I'll switch directions if it stops that out. Or I might just take the 1,500 and run. But I'm putting the pressure on this stop loss, like right in here, to kind of guarantee that win. Because if it, because sometimes what it'll do when it's one thing when it comes down, that's normal. But when it comes down and sits here for an hour, that's when it kind of is likely to come up. And look, it's kind of just on the 7-minute, kind of a test of the 50 EMA, which was the whole point of the pressure trade in the first place. And we did achieve that. So it's kind of looking at the parameters and thinking to myself, this might not be the time it, kind of breaks down out of this trend. It might continue up. And yeah, and I'm fine with that. If it turns around from here and I stay in my trade, great. But I'm gonna lock up some of these gains. And right now, worst case scenario, I make $1,500. So I'm cool with that. Do my show and make $1,500. I'm down. Let's do it. All right. So let's talk about some news, man. Obviously, crypto is pumping because Donald Trump announces Bitcoin reserve sparks market attention. Even if a dead giveaway for me, guys, go to Bitunix, right? Go to Bitunix and click on your futures trading and just look at the volume. Right now, Bitcoin, $10.3 billion, Ethereum, $6.5 billion. And really, we're looking to target the coins that are above 100 million. There, obviously, you don't need an order book that big, but those order books will ensure that you quickly get in and out of trades and make that money. But right now, virtual, that is one we will be targeting in the Telegram group. It pumped 46%. I actually looked at the chart the other day, and I didn't act on it, but I did look at it, and I'm glad my head was in the right spot. I'm cool with that. Cato also woke back up. This is one we traded a bunch before. Also, it's down, but the trading volume's up, and that's what I'm looking at. Trump, another one that I'm totally cool to trade. I do think that coin will make a return. His reputation is tied to it. So I think today in the Telegram group, we're going to obviously follow up on our sweet trade. We're going to target virtual, Trump, and Cato in the Telegram group today. And obviously, if you want to join the Telegram group, send an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. If you send an email and we didn't get back to you, it's because we've been traveling and literally moving across the country while we're a month away from having a baby. So I appreciate your patience. I am going to catch up on the emails. I promise you. It's so funny. The Luka Doncic of crypto. I'm literally screenshotting that because I told my stepdad, we were watching the basketball game, and he said something about Luka Doncic, and I was like, some people say I look like Luka Doncic, and he looked at me like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, no, people say it all the time, and there it is right there. So I'm gonna prove to him that people do say that. Caught the Cardano pump this morning and got the call from the altcoin daily interview, from my altcoin daily interview. That makes sense because of that alarm I gave. That's right. I said Cardano, it'd be good to go Cardano long at Cardano at 71. I did say that. Dude, thanks for reminding me of that. I'm gonna clip that. Yeah, I was right about. I should have went long the second I said that. Look, I'm about to get stopped out. I'll make $1,514. I'm currently up $1,600, but I'm just gonna let it stop out. I'm fine with that. Because if it turns around, I'm still in the trade. That's why I do it this way. But yeah, let's look at Cardano. I'm so glad you said that, dude. Pull this back up so you guys can see it. Yeah, I said something to the effect. Yep, here's literally the same chart I used on Altcoin Daily. Yep. So I said right here, 71.8. Yep, that was the alarm. Right there. Yeah, 5%. Not bad. And you know what's so funny? When I did the Altcoin Daily show, I actually did an example of a trade, and I shorted Cardano, and I forgot I was in the trade, and I look at my computer, and like I made money on that because it went down, and I like forgot about the trade because I did it on the show, and I forget how much I was like, I don't know, like $900 or something. It was like a smaller trade. But it was just funny. I was like, oh shit, that was dope. So that was fun. And I gotta say something, man. You gotta understand, if you short a coin, that is not disrespect to that project. People think, look, oh, he shorted Cardano. Does he not believe in Charles? Does he hate us? Does he not like? Is he not a member of the Cardano Ada gang? Like, that's not what that means. If you short a project, that just means the chart's going down right now. That doesn't mean like F you to the project. That's not what that means. I short Algorand all the time. Like, I love Algorand. I'd short Vchain if the setup was right. It's trading. You're trading the chart. You're giving value to the chart. You're doing transactions for that coin. It's not like an FU to do a short. And I don't know why people don't seem to understand that. Yeah, it is what it is, right? But yeah, Donald Trump, obviously, let's jump back into the news here. shook the world. Trump announces U.S. Bitcoin reserve sparks market attention. Hey, I love to see it. I do love to see it. Obviously, this is going to happen. 100%. This is going to happen. Very proud to say that my unborn daughter, Aria, has a full Bitcoin. She got a full Bitcoin, and she's not allowed to have it until she turns 25. Not 18, not 21, 25. Because I'm sorry, but you got to wait till you're 25. Because I don't know, we got to see how you are as a teenager first, so yeah, but she might be the youngest full Bitcoiner because she's unborn and owns a full Bitcoin. Big shout out to Aria. What is Bitcoin at, like 100 and some right now? I love that. How about that moon? Yeah, I've been seeing that one too. But yeah, U.S. policy may reshape the global crypto landscape. There it is, guys. Bitcoin reserves could spur institutional. Guys, this is the perfect storm. Not to mention Texas, one step away from creating a Bitcoin reserve. These are the stories we're going to see more and more and more. We are about to have a face melting fucking bull run, guys. It's that simple. Load it on up, everybody. It's the time to accumulate. Literally, the time to accumulate. This last dip, I don't know if Sui's going to go back down to 310. I mean, I don't know, man. This feels strong because of this news. This is news that did this. You know what I mean? So also SEC and Ripple finally settle the XRP lawsuit with a $50 million payment, dropping appeals pending court lifting injunction. Finally. Hey, I don't want that. Finally, guys, it's over. $50 million. And that's nothing to them, really. And there's actually a little bit more to it. Trump feels like he was tricked. The wool was pulled over his eyes, kind of pulled one on the down. Listen, XRP, I like what they did. I like it. Trump feels manipulated after learning his XRP post was pushed by a Ripple-linked lobbyist. The White House was preparing for a major crypto summit at the time. I remember Jay Chains and I did it on the show. And was singling out XRP looked like favoritism. Trump felt manipulated after discovering his post was influenced by a lobbyist linked to Ripple Labs. Ballard Partners, despite the incident, gained 130 new clients with a $14 million revenue just in Q1 of 2025. In March, Trump shocked the crypto community after publicly endorsing XRP, Solana, and Cardano for a proposed U.S. crypto reserve, which was awesome to see that tweet, but now a new report suggests that he wasn't getting the full story. Politico revealed Thursday that the post intended to signal Trump's support for a crypto strategic reserve was orchestrated by an employee of Ballard Partners, a firm that has ties to Ripple Labs, which is the company obviously behind XRP. So here is that tweet that we all love to see when Trump's talking about altcoins. But it is kind of a bummer that now this tweet kind of left a bad taste in his mouth because it was kind of pushed by a lobbyist and Trump feels tricked. Like he doesn't like that he did that. In the aftermath, Trump allegedly told aides that Brian Ballard, the firm's founder and longtime fundraiser, was not welcome in anything anymore. Trump was furious and felt manipulated to learn that Ripple was a client of those people. So, yeah, so the lobbyist that was attending a donor event at Mar-a-Lago that weekend when the statement was released reportedly urged Trump to publish a pre-written message without fully disclosing the connection to Ripple. And that's why he was pissed. Then why was Cardano mentioned? Why was Solana mentioned? You know what I mean? Like, I get the point and I get why he's mad and he should be, but like, we have to acknowledge, Donald, that the crypto is not just Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin's bull run. Every bull run's Bitcoin's bull run, but Bitcoin is not crypto. It's not all of crypto. There are other projects, and there's a place for them. They deserve to have that place. It's all about outdoing the best guy. We need competition. We don't want a monopoly. We want other blockchains to try to be faster, to try to be more efficient. Try to do what it's doing, but better. That's literally innovation is the name of the game, baby. So, I get it, but I kind of, at the same time, All right, so that is really the big news today, is all that stuff going on. Let me double check on the trade here. Hey, we're still alive. Dude, it came close to that stop loss. I'm talking. I did. Look how close I was to getting stopped out. Insane. Huh. Maybe it'll keep falling. It feels like it's going to put in another higher high. That's what it looks like to me. But I made 1,500 no matter what. So whatever. I'm cool with it. I'm just going to write it out. Obviously, guys, I'm going to drill this into your heads for the next 3 days. Sign up for the Tesla giveaway. Smash the likes, all that stuff. But guys, this giveaway is a really big deal. Really big deal for me. Really big deal for Vchain. That, you know, Sonny and I tied up, did this together. I'm very proud to be able to do this for my audience, and I want you guys to be excited about it. I want to see one of you guys win. All right. Sign up for the Tesla giveaway. I do have some bad news, though. I do have some very bad news, and some of you might know already. You might know already. John Allen Woods stepped down as the CTO for Algorand Foundation. I was very surprised to see that tweet today, because I just talked to John on the phone like a couple of weeks ago and everything was fine. And he was all excited about it. And I don't know what happened, dude. I don't know what happened. I am going to call him. I can't promise you guys I'll tell you what he says. If it's like, I'm not going to put any dirt out there, because obviously I'm still a media partner for Algorand. So I have to handle this with grace and integrity and honor. But in the same breath, I really like John Allen Woods. John Allen Woods is a fucking animal. He was a big deal at Cardano, and Algorand kind of got him. You know what I mean? And he did a lot for Algorand, man. A lot. I'm not going to say he was the brains behind it, but he was one of the brains behind it. And I don't want to see Algorand lose its magic, man. Algorand's like one of my favorite projects in crypto. It's a top 3 for me. Obviously a top 3 for me. I would say my top 3, full transparency this whole time, has been Vchain, Algorand, and HBAR. You guys know that. You guys know that. Now also Ondo, Sui, couple ApeCoin, a couple others. But and Ape's kind of becoming a bigger. I'll talk about that later. But I was really bummed to hear that he left, man. John, I'll be honest with you guys. John, when I was writing for Ben, I actually kind of got to a point where I was upset with Algorand. This was before I started working with them. I got mad at them because I kind of felt like the leadership was lacking. I felt like they weren't really grabbing it by the horns, because I was in the community. And as a community member, I was kind of making a tiff about guys, what's going on? You know what I mean? And John said, "Can you talk right now?" I said, "Yeah." John called me that day and explained to me that he was kind of stepping into more of a leadership role, because Silvio doesn't speak. This is what I was upset with at the time. This is years ago, all right? But Silvio doesn't speak. And, and Stacy does a great job. And now their new CMO, Mark, does a great job. And then John did a really good job as well. But it was kind of unclear on who really had the keys to the kingdom. And because it's really important that as consumers, as buyers of this project, that we have a clear association with who is the leader. When you think Cardano, you think Charles Hoskinson. You think Ethereum, you think Vitalik Buterin. You connect the leader to the project. It's a part of the vision. It's a part of the image. It's a part of the optics. You think Vchain, you think Sonny Liu. It's a big deal. And I felt that it was not clear for Algorand at the time. And John called me that day. Never talked to me in his life, but knew I was a community leader, and was like, "Dude, let's talk about it. Let's work this out." And he literally reached out to me and changed my mind about it. And I was like, wow, that guy is a fucking hero. And John Allen Woods is the reason I worked for Algorand. I signed a 1-year extension with Algorand 3 months ago because of John. And I'm bummed, man. Obviously, I don't have any ill feelings towards anyone there. I love Mark. I love Stacy. I'm friends with everyone there. It's all good. I'm just bummed. I really like John. John was my friend. He was the reason I love Algorand as much as I did. And we go back and look at this channel. How many interviews I've done with John Allen Woods? Bunch of them. Bunch of times. John and I got on the horn and talked about Algorand and dropped alpha about Algorand. You guys got to understand, like, there are things people that work at blockchains, there's things they can't say. That's where I come in. and I, for a while, was sort of a conduit for Algorand Alpha. And like, that's not like a bad thing, but I would like hint at stuff like, oh, like, you know what I mean? And John was just the coolest guy ever. Like, he was the coolest guy in the world. And I'm bummed, man. I'm bummed. Here's the tweet. Here it is. After 3 incredible years, I decided to step down as CTO at the Algorand Foundation. When I joined the Algorand Foundation, I set out to make the developer experience exceptional, lower the barriers to entry, and make Algorand as secure as possible with maximal decentralization. With the introduction of AlgoKit, NodeKit, staking rewards, P2P, and the progress we made together as a community, I'm proud of what has been accomplished. Dude, he did so much. Keep in mind, he's the CTO. That's technical. That's the T in CTO. Technical, chief technical. Okay. He was the code guy. All right. And AlgoKit, NodeKit, staking rewards, P2P. They did a lot. He did a lot of work on Algorand. Whoever fills his shoes, they got big shoes to fill. That's all. I wish him all the luck in the world, man. I really do. But that is a big one. But my decision to step down hasn't been an easy one. My colleagues and friends at Algorand Foundation and the members of this community mean the world to me, but it's time for me to try something new. Thank you for believing and being core to the work we have done together. I will continue in my role to ensure a careful handover to the next CTO and will remain a part of this community and ecosystem. Finally, I'd like to thank Stacy for her leadership and giving me the opportunity to work at Algorand's very nice to him. Now, Stacy is she's fucking awesome, dude. I love Stacy, and I will continue to sharing soon what's next. And of course, Stacy leaves a heartfelt comment. Yeah, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but obviously it doesn't seem like I don't think there was a rift between John and Stacy. I mean, even at the conference in Barcelona, John would walk Stacy back to the hotel. Like, they were close. So I don't think that there was a fallout between them. I really don't. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm bummed. Hasn't stopped Algorand. Hasn't stopped it. I mean, really, these lines on this chart don't matter as much. And this inverse line no longer matters. What matters is this multi-month. Let me go switch to 4-hour. Multi-month downtrend right here, kind of touching here and here, and then even rejecting right here. And you know what this looks like to me, ladies and gentlemen? That looks like a breakout. That looks like Algorand is breaking out of a multi-month downtrend. It did that today. Break out. I'm tweeting that in a couple minutes here. Don't steal my tweet. All right. And I also pointed this out to the group. You could either interpret this as a cup and handle right there, or you could invert as an inverted head and shoulders right here. All right. And let's just kind of rough guesstimation. Bang, bang, bang. Why is it doing that? Pull this up. So right around here. And that would take us basically to support resistance, which measured moves normally do take you perfectly to support resistance. And that'd be about 48% taking Algorand back to 33 cents. I would say the neckline for this one is kind of curved. So the neckline is actually a breakout of this uptrend. Or if you just want to go from the previous high, which is also completely acceptable, you could, I would say that's the previous high right here. So obviously, pull this down a little bit more. Big Algorand alarm at 0.237. 0.237 is the Algorand alarm for the breakout. Set that alarm. It's a free alarm that I'm giving you right now. Big shout out to Algorand. Check my leverage trade. We're still up $2,000. Love to see it. But guys, honestly, I'm bummed. I was a big fan of John. John made me fall in love with Algorand again. When I was really into it. When I was just in the community, I was really into it. And then I kind of got cold feet for a minute. And then I doubled back down because of John. And now he's gone. So I'm bummed, man. But obviously, there will be closure to this, and I think Algorand will continue. I think Algorand will do fine. Obviously, I'm a media creator for Algorand, and I will continue that role. Like I said, I signed a year extension. I'm not going anywhere. But as a friend, I am bummed to see this, man. He's a really good guy. John's as cool as they come. I do mean that. All right. Finishing. So I do want to talk about one more thing before we head out today. Obviously, kind of giving you guys the catch up. WWE. Watch. I got this shot of Logan Paul getting kicked in the face. Watch this. Boom. People hated when I said he got knocked out. I said it like obviously for attention. And they're like, he didn't really get knocked out, bro. As if I don't know wrestling's fake. Like, come on, man. And then look, I made my first appearance on Netflix. That's on Netflix. And there's me and Paisan. And shout out to my homie Paisan. Go give him a follow. That's like one of my good friends. That's hilarious. And then someone wrote a heartfelt letter. They did my first night in Washington. Literally my first night in Washington. They weatherproofed a note. Stop supporting fascist assholes. P.S. Your truck is ugly. Welcome to Washington, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? Donald Trump won the election 4 more years. Get used to it. That's my answer to that, motherfucker. That's great. I did buy a sweet new KTM EXE 500 2025 factory edition. Even got a sweet FMF pipe put on it at the dealership. Very happy smile on that guy's face. It has been raining a bit. Haven't been able to ride it as much as I'd like to. But now here in Washington, I actually have a friend that is like has a kid. They're racing motocross out here. And they've been like posting tracks that are like an hour from the ferry. Because on Orcas Island, you have to take a biplane or a ferry just to get here. But like all the tracks are obviously, hour and a half, 2 hours, an hour from the island. And now there's a track that literally, dude, this track, they race every Friday night under the lights. And I ordered a full set of motocross gear, and I'm buying a dirt bike next week. And obviously, once we have the baby and all that's figured out, I'm going racing. So I could not be more excited, to be honest with you guys. I obviously might have to make some motocross YouTube videos. Just saying. Just telling you guys what's to come. Algorand doing Altcoin Daily said, what altcoin is this? And I said, Algorand doing Q4 2025. And I stand by that statement. I really do. I'm getting a rug made of my board 8, which is actually really cool. I cannot wait to get this thing in the mail. That is my forever ape. I did buy a second ape, but I might flip it. Haven't made my mind up yet. I'm even getting shoes made of my ape with my mutant with the laser eyes. And I'm going to wear those to Ape Fest. Very excited about that. And Ape Fest is awesome. Guys, obviously, for each Tesla giveaway that I do, Sonny and I have a long form podcast that is paired with the giveaway. Go check out that podcast. It's really interesting. And there's really not many long form podcasts in crypto. Like, name me people in crypto who do long form podcasts. There aren't any. So, and if they are, they're very small. So, this is the gap I'm trying to fill. This is something I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned for more long form podcasts from AJ Rich Crypto. There will be coming. Shout out to the Hustle House for mailing me this Board 8 merch. And I even got the this Gucci other side pendant. There's only like 3,000 of these in the world, but I do have a coda that's wearing one. So it only felt right that I fit the part with my other side stuff there. Jada and I are, about 32 days away from becoming parents. Going to have a little girl named Aria. Very excited about that. And this is a little look into our new house here. Kind of see the water right there behind us. Really nice living room and all that. And Jada really likes it here. She's very comfortable here. And I'm super excited to kind of, step into this next role of my life, becoming a father. Very excited for that. Obviously did my video on Altcoin Daily. Gave some trade setups on Altcoin Daily. They all worked out, went well. Also talked about the giveaway on Altcoin Daily. Very cool stuff. I hit 50K on Twitter and 20K on YouTube. Man, on the same day. I hit 50 on, happened on the same day. And I was very excited about that. Grand Theft Auto is finally happening a year from now, but at least it's happening. Happy about that. This is the cup and handle I talked about on Algorand, 2349. There is the alarm. Gave you guys that on Twitter, but I kind of talked about it again on the show. And then obviously running the other side is kicking off here pretty soon. And this is why I want you guys to pay attention to ApeCoin, because other side Metaverse has been, getting together, building for years. Other side has been building. And it even says pinned to the top of their Twitter, this is the year of the other side. All right. So I do feel that the launch of other side is going to make a larger statement about all metaverses. I think the future of the metaverse industry is relying on how well other side does, because other companies won't want to do that or spend that much time working on that if it doesn't pay off for the people that did spend all the time and the money. So the metaverse industry is relying on other side, period. I think other side's going to kick ass. I really do, which is why I bought a Coda. I bought other side stuff. I held 2 Bored Apes. I held a Laser Eyed Mutant. I'm in the fucking yacht club. All right. But I've been looking at ApeCoin, and I actually gave this setup to the group yesterday. And that line right there, just that trade up worked out 8% in 20 hours. But now this is an inverse Head and Shoulders that, if this works out from the current price, would take, I got to remeasure that, from the current price, be 44% for ApeCoin. The alarm did trigger. Let's kind of zoom in on what happened with this alarm here. It kind of stepped into a bear div, kind of over here, and then it clipped it, and it's under that alarm right now. So I would say I would use this more. So when this happens, you have to be willing to change your alarms. And say an alarm goes off and it gets rejected. What I do is now this alarm doesn't matter and the previous high does. That's how I approach that kind of situation. But nevertheless, I mean, it kind of got an injection with everything else today. 20% in a day, not bad for ApeCoin. But I still think ApeCoin has a long way to go. I think that if you kind of look at, and guys, I remember talking about ApeCoin on this channel before the last big move up. And some of you thought I was crazy. And I kind of want to point this out to you, that with ApeCoin, let me get rid of my face here so I can make my point. So guys, look, I was talking about ApeCoin literally here last year. Okay. And look what happened. I'm not even going to measure from the bottom, but from this bottom here in October to the top, of course it does that. 1 second. From the bottom in October to the local top, 236% in 63 days to $2.15. I want you to throw the idea of the previous bull market ApeCoin out the window. I don't think ApeCoin's going back to $28. I don't think that. But what I do think is that ApeCoin is a solid pick. That's good for, from bottom to top right here. From the bottom in August to the local high in December, 337%. Solid gains. The interesting thing is that although it put in a lower low and it gave back all these gains, this line is the value area. And I think any ApeCoin you buy under 65 cents is a win. It's at 55 cents right now. That's the value area. All right. Even look like back there, it's under this. And so what I was saying is that, and this is obviously a box of support resistance right there. And this is obviously a box of support resistance right here, kind of like value area, low, medium, high. It's in the accumulation zone right now. And I think ApeCoin is more than capable of putting in that December, or even if it goes like this, say ApeCoin is following this downtrend of the highs. Okay. And from the price now by December, it comes up to here. It's still 180%. Back to $1.51. That's why I think ApeCoin is a solid pick. I don't think it's a 10x, but I think if you're trying to multiply your money by 2 or 3, maybe more, I think ApeCoin is rock solid. I really do. And I'm not paid by Yuga Labs. I'm not on the team or anything like that. I like the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I'm a member. I've been learning a lot about it. I would say don't get too distracted with NFTs, but if you want to get into NFTs, stick to the blue chips, because that's where the communities are. I got in this as a social play. And now that I'm learning about it, I actually think there is some money to be made here. And it all has everything to do with how successful the launch of Other Side is and if that bleeds over to success with ApeCoin as well, which I think both will be. Would you think $2 super chat from Rob G? Would you pick Beam or Ultra? I don't know. Probably neither, to be honest. If I had to pick between the two, I'd say Beam. All right, y'all. Well, it's been a really great show back. I do appreciate it. Let me get a quick refresh here about today. Got 71 likes on today's show. Let's get that up to 100. I really would appreciate it. Also got a bunch more viewers over on Twitter. I do appreciate that as well. Let's not forget, everybody, we are giving away a brand new Tesla Model 3. This is only the first of 4 Tesla giveaways this year. I'm so proud to say that, man. I'm so happy someone in my audience gets to drive away or get the portfolio boost of a lifetime, about $40,000. And guys, remember, the SEC lawsuit with Ripple is over. It's settled. It's done. America is making a move for the better. Bitcoin, Trump announces Bitcoin reserves today. Texas is also on his way. So what's happening at a state and federal level? Amazing for this community. My pressure trade idea on SWE. Wow, this is crazy. It has literally come to, let's really zoom in on what's happening here. I'm still up $2,100, but I might close it. I don't know. I probably won't close it, to be honest. But look, it has wicked off this 1, 2, 3 times now. That feels bullish. That feels bullish. I feel as long as SWE stays above 397. Yeah, I think if it loses 397, obviously I would be looking at this downtrend, because if this downtrend breaks and we get confirmation, that's obviously short city, and that's a significant occurrence in my opinion. But you know, and I would also say losing, if it goes back above $4, that's kind of this little basic baby range that we're talking about. But it has bounced off of that so many times, but it might be getting exhausted too. So I'm going to ride this out. We're up $2,200 right now. I move my stop loss into profit, so I make $1,500 no matter what. Or if it keeps going basically past this level into this range, I will move my stop loss further. And that's how I trade. I just move my stop loss into profit until I get stopped out. That's the name of my game. I don't just take the money off the table, because it could run. It could fall 40 cents right now. And guess what? I'd still be in that trade. And that's the difference maker for me. That's an edge that I have on the market that a lot of people don't exploit. Yeah, obviously I could take my $2,000 right now, or I could only end up making $1,500. So I'm not maximizing that $500 difference. But that $500 difference is that I'm giving myself cushion to make more money. And I'm willing to risk $500 to make more. Because no matter what, I make $1,500. That's not a bad day on the charts. So make $1,500 a day every day. You're doing pretty fucking good if you're asking me. And this is how I did it. I did not, I didn't just start off making $120,000 bets on the Super Bowl. I consistently make money all day, every day, consistently. It's about consistency. If you make $1,000 every day, add it up. Add it up. That's how I did it. Systematically. One day at a time, guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Alfredo, send a new email. I know some emails got missed. Send an email. We will be going through the giveaway stuff. I will take a quick look at GRT, because honestly, I am curious as well. I know some people have been talking about it. And guys, this was obviously a big pick for me back in the day. I mean, this is one that made me a lot of money, to be honest with you. Like, I made a shitload of money trading GRT. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Breakout right there. Not even from the bottom, but from the breakout. What is that? 239% in 50 days. Woo! Not bad. And so now the reason I have this set up, let me change the color of the pattern. So this would be kind of like the floor support resistance, which we lost that floor and put in a lower low, but it's not the end of the world. All right. And now this is the current downtrend that it's in. All right. So let's just say if the graph was even to come up and test this line, like even all the way over there, I mean, dude, that's still 118% from where it is. So like, yeah, it got demolished. And guys, that's what happens. We had, I mean, even from this pump here, October to the December high, The graph went from 13 cents to 34 cents in 33 days. It pumped 167%. That's not bad. Yeah, it got outperformed by Algorand, Vchain, and SWE and HBAR and XRP, but it didn't do bad. All right. And like, so now I kind of feel that if you're down bad on GRT, I'm not saying buy more, but I'm also saying I wouldn't be selling my position to get out. Why? Because right now it has a pretty straight up and down inverse head and shoulders on the daily time frame. And the previous candle, if this candle closes, this will be a close above the 50 EMA. And the difference between this close above the 50 EMA and this close above the 50 EMA is that this one comes correct with a proper uptrend higher low connected to it. So not only are we looking at this this inverse head and shoulders, okay, we're also looking at this uptrend. And if this breaks, obviously we could exploit that trade. But that's also kind of what we're looking. We're going to stick to this uptrend now, right? That's the goal. So let's measure this inverse head and shoulders. Obviously, we got the breakout level at 0.107, so just over 10 cents, not 11 cents, almost working its way up towards there. Of course, the measured move takes us to support resistance, which was the top of this previous range. Measured moves tend to take you to support resistance. And not from the current price, but from the breakout level, this measured move is worth 37%. I wouldn't be surprised to see that all work out. I mean, even here on Market Cipher, anchor wave, trigger wave, red going into the green, RSI moving, money flow changing, VWAP pushing, bullish divergence on the daily chart with an inverse head and shoulder setup, and now closing above the 50 EMA with an uptrend forming. So yeah, the graph has underperformed. It has not been the best, but at least it shows some promise as we kind of turn into the summer. And I do feel that the end of this year will see some fireworks, millionaires will be made, and parties at my house, ladies and gentlemen. So guys, that is awesome. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, sign up for the Tesla giveaway. We are going to do a members only live stream tomorrow, not a normal live stream, only members only. I do need to circle back on that. I'm not sure what time, but I'll let you know in the Telegram group. The members only probably won't be 6 p.m. Friday nights. I'm not going to do a stream at 6 p.m. on Friday nights for the East Coast people. I'll probably do those earlier in the day. And if I don't do it tomorrow, I'll probably do it Saturday, but I'm going to try to make it happen tomorrow. Of course, stay glued to the Telegram group and you will know which time members only is. I'm probably going to say noon West Coast, 3 o'clock East Coast. That's what I'm aiming for. So stay tuned for members only tomorrow. And then this weekend, I will have one video come out. And then on Monday, we will pick up with the regular live stream. So become a member for the channel. If you want to have, if you want to do the live stream tomorrow, become a member. If not, I'll see you Monday. All good. Make sure you sign up for that Tesla giveaway. Only 4 days left. Have a safe rest of your day. You guys are awesome. Get rich or get wrecked. Peace.